was such a land, it would be too cold to be of use. Well, cold it is, but now we know it is of enormous scientific value. The first sighting of the continent was probably made by the Russian explorer Bellingshausen in 1820. Sightings of the new land became more frequent and the mapping of Antarctica began. Slowly the coastline took shape. Finally, in 1895, Henry Bull made the first fully documented landing, although John Davis may have landed as early as 1821. Early this century, more and more of the interior was explored. This was a time of many heroic expeditions by true adventurers like Scott, Shackleton, Amundsen and Mawson, who all travelled by foot and ski. Later, Wilkins and Byrd pioneered flying in Antarctica. Then Hillary was the first to reach the pole by Ferguson tractor, and shortly after that, Fuchs made the first mechanized crossing of the whole continent. Today, many nations have permanent stations on Antarctica for political and scientific reasons. The depletion of the ozone layer over Antarctica is a very significant study that scientists have been working on, and the results of this research could be important for the whole world. It's vital that all countries work together to preserve Antarctica, and the signing of the Antarctic Treaty in 1959 has been very important in ensuring that this wonderful continent is left largely untouched. Since hosting Scott's Antarctic expeditions, Christchurch has become an important link between many countries and the frozen continent, and can be called with pride the gateway to Antarctica.
And you'll see again when we fly out of Queenstown, you'll fly over a substantial colony, not a lot of people. And the Deans who sailed up the reef, those of you who are keen gardeners, might like to go out to Riccarton, which you can do on one of the local buses and explore the gardens. Because at this time I wondered if I could take you out earlier for a walk around to show you the restaurants, which I'm more than happy to do. So we'll just rearrange the timing when we get to the hotel and I'll hand out the keys. I'll take you out sort of 15 minutes later or something. The senior guide for, guide driver for...
That's why we turn the microphone on.
Now, as Vicky said, this is known as the Garden City, and February every year we have a big floral festival at Holbrook Bank entrance. Now invested in the City Council, and they'll never ever be destroyed. And these little cherry trees, you can see some of them just coming up to flower. That is the Japanese golf course there, yeah, just along the side there. Now, we mentioned that this area was settled by the British. Over in Banks Peninsula, a place called Akaroa. Now that's a very French immigrants who arrived and they settled there. But they were taken from a weeping willow tree. You can plug it over that door there. I'll get a longer lead for you, Ricky. We're under construction, but some of the old building is still there. And that was the Wesley Hospital, Methodist Hospital. From the weeping willow tree beside Napoleon's grave.
They're deciduous, so they're all just getting their leaves back. That's why they're very light green. And you see all the daffodils growing all through the riverbanks. And in the States, yes, and same here. And tomorrow when we go to Botanic Gardens, you'll see masses of them, all one side of the river.
Rock and limestone. The red go around for about a 25-minute ride around the centre of the city on the tram. It costs you about $12.50, and the ticket lasts you 2 days. Provincial council chambers. This is where the region was governed from early days. See a little jetty just out here on the left-hand side. Just in 23. Before that was an old wooden bridge, and that was in 1975. Lord Rutherford, and you all heard of Lord Rutherford? His den is in there. Canterbury Museum on the right, the left-hand side.
It's got a whole streetscape of early Christchurch in there, as well as on the left-hand side. Yes, you've got plenty of time to do all this. And the day after tomorrow, the bus will be waiting.
Window, please.
Gallery.
They built it larger than what they required, but they've allowed for expansion.
Thank you, Pastor, tomorrow if you're interested. That was the New Zealand women were the first to get the vote in the world.
First thing we ever done. I mean,
Bob, filling them in a bit on the language, you see.
if you're looking for some nice fine dining, Tiffany's over here on the right-hand side. A hotel there with Grand Chancellor on it. Okay, that's not your hotel, but just across the road is your hotel. Look out there to the right now.
Yeah, it's Pack Bank. And just down next to the bog down there, they're serving whitebait. Try it, it's wonderful. New Zealand has the best whitebait in the world. Ferment and viaduct are both excellent. On the next block down, there's...
His wife donated that statue to the people of Christchurch as a thank you for...
Little sod, I said, those little sods.
There's been a tree planted for each of the first 4 immigrant ships, and if you think it's one of your relations arrived on those first 4 ships, you can go and find out, because their names, the people's names are on plaques around the trees.
That red brick building back in the right-hand corner is where the aquarium is, and that's where the kiwi can be seen. Through here, so it says Christchurch, they call a carvery buffet. A bit like when you're at the, here's the Oxford on Avon here, the other one, the pub on the right.
The best one of the lot is one about halfway along the block with on the right hand side. You see a big yellow sign there, Thai Smile. That's about the best one. On the Twin Towers, and to make a sculpture out of it. Past this. I'm not showing you the. This is
Where the railing is, right there. That's from the Twin Towers, the big pieces. That's actually from the Twin Towers. Just there. See on the corner, the rusting, twisted metal?
Apparently New Zealand is the only place where any part of the Twin Towers left the States. Okay? No other country has any part of it, apparently.
And we'll see hillsides of it as we travel down toward Queenstown.